Hello, dreamers and thinkers, and welcome to part two of my episode with Rumbie. If you haven't listened to part one, highly recommend you do. We ended it on a cliffhanger, considering you all voted that you like two-part episodes. So here we are. So the question was, do you think the pricing issue or like struggle that occurs is because the community that you are serving is yet to value the services that you're providing to the same extent as other communities who are willing to pay those other makeup artists that you mentioned more?
I think it's a two-part thing. It is definitely a me thing, and it's also a community thing. Um, I'll start off by explaining the community thing. I think our attitude towards services like that is that sometimes they're not, and I'm going by the conversations that I'm constantly hearing, whether it's around hair or makeup. I think we don't value those services because probably it's never been something that has been within our lifestyles. And then when it does become part of our lifestyles, we want it, but we want it cheap.
Yeah,
And we don't take time to consider what actually goes into a makeup session, right? I'm using anybody that has seen me work. I am going from, especially me, I am going from your skin. I am using the lushest products that I can think of. I'm going to
actual.
the foundation, concealers, different powders, all those things. All those things cost a lot of money, more so for us Black makeup artists. For me to do your face, I'm looking at an $80 foundation. If it's not an $80 foundation, I'm going with some that I'm buying from Mecca because remember, I can't buy anything from Priceline anyway because it's not going to work on your skin.
No.
The least that I can spend on a foundation at Mecca is about $40. That's
Yeah,
just for your foundation. If we're going to concealer, same thing. So already just those two products, if I were to only use foundation and concealer, I've already just spent at least $150 on your face.
yeah,
That's not including everything else that I bring in, and then my brand in terms of like my brand name, and then also driving to where you are and
yeah,
offering you a service in the comfort of your home.
actual.
So I think
Not
our
to mention, I was gonna
Mhm.
say, not to mention, people don't consider the toll it takes on your body. Like people be like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, nurses, doctors, whatever, they should get paid how much they get paid because you know the hours they spend on their feet, blah 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 blah. But no one wants to talk about as a makeup artist. Like you get to someone's house and they're like, I only have a couch. Now you spent the
Oh,
next 2, 3 hours with your back
girl,
bent because
girl.
they are sitting on the ground.
Girl,
Like,
the
they're
way
gonna,
my back hurts
yeah,
now, and mind you, I used to bring in a chair. I used to bring in a chair, but bringing a chair became problematic because I'm bringing my chair. Maybe there's no space in your house.
yeah,
So now I have to work with whatever you have. So yeah, people do not take that into consideration. And people also then want to have the makeup artist with the followers or with a certain brand, you're also not realizing what it takes to build that brand that
yeah,
you feel proud to be attached to. You want a Rumbie who's coming in with a 24 bust down wig. I can't do a 24 bust down wig, baby girl, if I'm not making the money. It's not going to
actual.
happen. I can't,
I'm coming with
you
my
know?
buns. We're getting in my
I'm going
buns.
with my Banzi because that's what we can afford. That's what we're going for. So little things like that. So definitely when it comes to the community, I think we don't understand that those are luxury experiences. And every little bit that I do, like you see me, I would do like your what's it called, your skin. I would like what's it called, that thing that I
The
use, the roller,
roller, yeah,
little things like that. I'm trying to make you feel like a queen, like a princess on your special
actual,
day. I want you to walk up feeling luxurious. But to think that I should be offering that price that at 125, the math doesn't math at the end of the day.
it
It
really
doesn't, it
doesn't.
doesn't work. So on one part, yes, I do think it's a community issue because other people, I remember like, and this is I'm gonna get hate for this, but it is what it is. When I've done other people from other races and other communities, they're more than happy to chuck the money at me. They're more than happy to pay more. They're more than happy to even top up, tip, and things like that. So it does unfortunately go back to the community. On the other side, it's also a me issue for me anyway. It's me battling through a lot of self doubt. It's me
Mm,
battling through a lot of comparison, comparing myself to other makeup artists and thinking, well, maybe because I don't do the bright under eye, or maybe because I don't know, maybe because I'm not like her, or I don't bring in that vibe. Maybe this is the reason why people wouldn't come to me and, be
mm,
okay with paying $150. Goes into that. I think having said that as well on my part, where I've decided to make it make sense for me is when I'm increasing my price, I'm going to increase on my quality. I'm going to increase on what it is that I'm offering because
yeah.
I never want to be that kind of person that you're like, oh, well, I paid her for this, but I didn't think she was worth it. I want to make sure
Mm,
when we do the work and do look in, it makes sense why I'm charging you
yeah.
that much. If we were to go down on paper and say, well, this is what I've used on you, this is what I'm bringing in, all of that needs to make sense. That's why I have a
Yeah.
website, which people don't like to use.
Oh, they like to go in the DMs.
They like to come to my DMs at 11 p.m. And I'm like, oh, child, but okay.
You know what? I think it's a thing of like people want, if you go through the website, then it makes it business transaction. I was looking at a
It
thing today
does.
on Loza. For those of you who don't know, what's it called? Ladies of Zimbabwe and Australia. Yeah, that's the Facebook
Yeah.
group. And someone was complaining about how people will ask you for your service and then they'll want to get a friend's discount, knowing full well that I'm also trying to pay bills. Like, oh, it was someone who's a hairdresser. They're like, why
Yeah.
would you do that? And then someone was like, this is why I have a website so that I don't have to spend the whole time answering people's questions and them trying to negotiate with me on my prices or my services or whatever. So I think when people go through the website, then it's like it's a business transaction. But if they come to your
Yeah.
DMs and it's like, hey girl,
Hey,
hey.
girl.
And
Just
then you
do me
even
a
have like the
favor.
reference of like the conversations or like maybe story reacts that they've
Yeah.
done. So when they then say, um, how much are you charging? Then you can be like, oh, but maybe I can't do my normal prices because,
Yeah.
we've had a,
Yeah.
no, go to the website.
No, no, I'm not like that anymore. I'm not like that anymore. So I think the thing for me as well is that those who have been my clients for a very long time know that I take care of you. When you're my client, I take care of you. The special things that my clients get that people who are not my regular clients do not get. So for me, it's like I will give things like that based on my review of our relationship, our working relationship, not
Yeah.
because you hit me up and you ask for it. I don't do that anymore. I've had people that are like, oh, but she is kind of 125. And I'm like, that's okay, you can go find somebody else. And I'm not scared of doing that anymore. I think again, because I've worked on my what I'm offering. I've worked on my offer. I don't
Yeah.
downplay that anymore now. If you can't
Yeah.
afford me, it's okay. Go to somebody else that you can afford.
Yeah. I'm just
And
going to
that's just
take this
it.
sound bite and say at the conversation we're having earlier in the week. Okay. Wonderful. You understood what I was putting down.
Week. Okay.
Okay.
No, but that one's a bit different because that one's a masterclass. And I was trying to figure out what because with that one, the reason why I was struggling with it is because it is a masterclass and I'm also targeting mothers and daughters to come. So in my head, I was like, okay, if I make it 165, which is what I would have loved to make it,
Yeah.
would then a mother and daughter duo be able to come, considering most mothers would have to pay for their child? But $100 would have been way too little.
Here's the thing, though. I
I
have
know,
definitely
I know.
seen mothers and daughters in matching bust downs, 39 inches, HD, lace front, what. Like I have seen it. And I've thought to myself, wow, because I know that baby girl did not pay for that. I just know the vibes.
That's the mom.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's go get our manis and petties. How much his mom I spent on her mani and petty and homegirl who's trying to copy Cardi B's nail, what you call it, nails.
Nail that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So even
I hear
hair,
you.
like, okay, sorry to people who have daughters because paying for hair at the start of every school term and things like that, yeah, yeah, that will send you.
Expensive.
But I just think people pay for what they value. But yes, there is
Absolutely.
a certain level of like, how much do you want to filter out your clientele? Because your prices, whether you want them
Yeah.
to or not, do filter out your clientele.
Yeah. 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 And I think also this being the first one that I'm doing back, we'll see how it goes. And then if we can, because from this, I'm wanting to attach it to other things as well and make that money go to other things. So maybe when I do that, that would also be a reason for people to spend $10 extra because they know it's going to be going to something else. So
Yeah,
we'll see how that goes. Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
While we're talking business models and strategies, I love it. What's been the hardest thing about starting a business, being an entrepreneur? Everyone wants to be an entrepreneur. No one wants to work a 9 to 5. No one wants to be a
Um,
teacher or a
that's the
nurse.
thing. You end up working more than a 9 to 5. I think the
Mm,
hardest thing for me has been knowing that you're your only op. I
actually,
think business really exposes you. If you want a fast track to self growth and understanding who you are, understanding how your mentality works, open up a business. I think it's the best it's like getting into a relationship. It's the best self development you can do for yourself. You
yeah.
get to see all your weaknesses. Right now, if you were to say to me, why hasn't Anaka made this much money? I can tell you why because I know what it is. I know where exactly I'm going wrong. And so it really does expose you to yourself. And I think for me, that has been the hardest thing. Um, in terms of like the actual selling and stuff like that, I haven't really found that extremely difficult. I think for me also because I decided that Anaka was going to be a slow, it's like a slow build. So I'm not
Yeah.
trying to rush into making a certain amount of money because I know where I want to get
Mm,
with it. So
yeah.
I'm okay to do it slowly. So I think so far, like the hardest thing has been me and my issues, me and my self doubt, me and my lack of confidence, me and my, oh, I'm going to do this. And then it takes me 6 months to do it. Like me and my, okay, well, you know, oh, I want this product. I want to do this. Okay, maybe I shouldn't because Nas has done this and this one has done that. The most difficult part has been me. I'm the problem.
She said, it's
It's me.
Yash and I were
I'm the
literally
problem.
having this conversation yesterday where it's like,
Yeah,
okay, I'm gonna use because we'd both watched a sermon that had
yeah,
used the same story. I'm like, oh, okay. In the Bible, where that man is sitting by the pool and he's been paralyzed for 38 years. And then Jesus comes, says, do you want to be healed? He's like, but I've been by the pool. No one can ever get me in the pool. I can't walk. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, when I first read that, I was like, why would Jesus ask if he wants to be? Obviously, he wants to be healed. He's by the pool that had the healings. Don't ask stupid questions. I'm like, no, he was asking because why is it when this man was asked, do you want to be healed? He started giving excuses when his answer should have been yes, as someone who wants to be healed.
yes.
And I
Should
was
have
like,
been
oh,
straight
we do
up.
that. We do
Yeah,
that. And
yeah,
be like, no, I'm working for it. It's just, the industry is hostile.
yeah.
Hey, the economy.
This is
Ah,
the
so
climate.
the whole time it's me. It's me and my self.
No,
It's me and my
it's you.
procrastination. It's me and yeah.
100%. I can tell you that the levels of success that I've reached in Anaka that I never thought would have been possible for me. Like I had one day where I spoke at an event with like 300 women, and I think that day we made almost 3,000 in like 30 minutes.
Wow. Wow.
I've had in 2022, 2023, I had back to back like 10K, 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 10K. So
Wow.
if you've done that and then
Yeah.
you come back, who's the problem? It's not the
Yeah.
product.
No one wants to
It's
hear that.
not the business name because
This,
already, like, it's just little things. It's like little things like how if you were to go on my page, you probably not find a lot of reviews of people saying, oh, they really like the lipsticks. But the amount of times that I've sold the lipstick and somebody has come back to me and said, oh my God, love it, love the design, love this. I will hear that and be like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank
Am
you.
I going to post it?
Yeah.
Oh no, but what if? Oh no, but what if? Oh no, but oh
No,
no, but
your lipsticks,
so
I'm so sorry. Anyone who they are, I genuinely actually all I wear now that I think about it since I've gotten them.
thank you. I
Every
love
lip
that.
I have like, yeah, they are all I wear and they are
Thank you.
it. You
Thank you.
ate,
I love
you
that.
did that. And every
Thank
opportunity,
you.
people will be like, my friends have gone to the point where they'll be like, oh, I like your lipstick. Is it Rumbie's brand? I'm like, yep.
We know now. We know.
That is where we're at. Because I'm like, because y'all still ain't bought it, huh? Y'all still want to be talking about, I like your lipstick. Where did you get it from? Me, me, me. And you still ain't bought the
It's if
lipstick.
you don't
I
know.
sent you the Instagrams. You know where to get the lipsticks. So now they stopped asking. They're like, oh, I like your lipstick. It's Rumbie's, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
It
yeah.
is. It is. That is what is on my
Thank you.
lips.
I
Every time you like my
appreciate
lips, that's what's on my lips. Go buy the
that.
lipsticks.
Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. I definitely
No,
appreciate
100%.
that.
Oh my God, you said something that reminded me. So have you heard of
Yeah,
Emma Grede?
Emma Green.
Yeah.
No, who's that?
So she is my current girl boss crush.
Okay.
She is the co-founder and CEO of Good American. So the one that Khloe Kardashian
Oh,
started. She is the CEO and what is called product buyer for Skims.
I was gonna say I do know her from. I didn't know the name, but I know. I knew that whoever does Good American is also doing Skims,
Skims. That
the
is her.
brand behind it.
Yeah, she's this British mixed race girly who
Mm,
is yeah. Anyway, so I had started like binging her stuff. Um
yeah.
Honestly, she's just charismatic. Like she's easy to listen to. I don't think she's saying anything groundbreaking if like
Mm,
that other business people aren't saying, but she's just fun to listen to. So she's who I listen to. And she was saying with the whole marketing, because I think it was her interview with Jay Shetty, and he was asking her about like, oh, marketing with Skims and Good American and all that kind of stuff. And she was like, the marketing is in the product before it's the marketing.
yeah.
So the product that you're creating by the time you're doing the official marketing of whatever it is, that's just like the fluff. The product
Yeah.
itself is the marketing. If your product is good, marketing it will be easy. Like she's like, for example, with Good American, we're able to sell out. The reason we're able to sell out so quickly when we first launched and have been able to keep stability as a brand is because no one thought to do that many sizes for
Yeah.
jeans in the
Yeah.
fashion industry for
Yeah.
so long. So the product that we
Yeah.
created was always going to be easy to market because it was a good
Yeah.
product.
Yeah.
If you think of Rihanna Fenty, yes, okay, I guess part of it is her brand, but no one had done what she went and did
Nope.
when she did it. So marketing wasn't really, she didn't really have to fight that hard to market it. Like, I mean, yes, she used the
Yeah.
top A-list celebrities, whatever, but her product was amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, your product is amazing. So like in as much as like the reviews and the what, like you don't really your
I
product
hear
speaks
you.
for itself, girl. You created
I hear
and
you. No,
the
I
pro
need to. It is my mission this year. I think one of my things this year on my goals is to do a lot more, like you're saying, marketing around the, like not marketing in the sense of the fluff, but in terms of getting it in people's face. Like, hey, try my product. Because that's something that I didn't really do. But that's also just because at the time when I launched, a lot was happening in my personal life that I just wasn't sure where I was going with the brand and I wasn't sure how much I could put in the brand. But now
yeah.
that I feel like I've kind of overcome those things, I'm like, okay, well, I'm ready, and I do want to. That's why I'm doing the marketing class. So not marketing class, makeup class, and I also have a storefront, not storefront, store pop up
Mhm.
coming up in June. So I'm really now at a place I'm like, okay, I want to get it in front of people's, both
Yeah.
the brushes and the lipsticks and whatever product's going to come next. I do want to get it in front of people now.
Yes, I am here for
Yeah.
this. Um,
Yes.
What has been the story or like thing you go back to when you want to give up?
Good child.
We're talking about the business.
Um, like I said to you before, I think for me, one of my more successful days was the day where I sold literally like I think we were there for like 30 minutes after I'd spoken, and to see a product move so fast
Yeah,
and that money come into my account so
yeah,
quickly, like 3,000 in 30 minutes. That's a lot of
that's
money.
wild. Yeah,
That's a lot of money. So for me, that's always the moment that I go back to, and I tell myself if I can recreate those moments again, or if I can recreate environments where that can happen again, that's what I go back to.
yeah,
That's for me, that's it. That's the thing that I go back to, because that was what, a month into launching or 2 months into launching. We go to this event and speak in front of, and I think that day combined what I want from Anaka,
yeah,
me speaking about mental health, me sharing my story, and then getting off that and then going, okay, girls, let's talk lipstick now. That is so me. Like, you've
yeah.
hung out with me, my personality.
The
I can go from
duality.
like,
Mhm.
like talking about the most silliest things, and then next minute I'm like, okay, but okay, life. So for
Yeah,
me, that really gave me the duality of who I am as a person and what my brand stands for and what I want it to stand for. So for me, that's the one day that I go back to all the time when I want to give up.
oh, I love that. That's a
Yeah,
good day too, because it's like all encompassing of everything.
yeah,
Like, not only
yeah,
did you get to do that, but also the money was like the proof in the pudding. Like,
yeah,
it wasn't like, oh
yeah,
yeah, that was cute, and a couple people bought, a couple brush sets, and it was like, oh, that's nice. Like, no, you
yeah,
made bank,
yeah.
and
I made bank. And you know what even made it amazing was my mom was there. I had my assistant at the time, Susan, who's such a beautiful, beautiful person. I'm still like really good. You've met Susan.
yeah,
Still good friends with her now. She's like my little sister. My mom was there, Susan was there, and Susan for me represents what I would hope to pass down to the
mm,
next generation of people that I end up working with one day. And like we were at Reed's Carlton. So it wasn't like it really
mm,
encompassed me, my bouginess, like everything. We were at
yeah,
Ritz Carlton. I was around women that are well, 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 well above where I was at that time and even now. Like
yeah,
these are women that are doing millions in their businesses, women that are well to do, that are really wealthy in their own rights, women that are just like kick ass boss women. We're Ritz Carlton. I get up, I speak, I finish speaking, people come to check out my brand, people are buying, and people are just really enjoying. I felt like that moment for me was who I would hope I become for the rest of my life, a
mhm,
woman who's got both, a woman who can be bougie, do the champagne, have fun, enjoy the finer things in life, also produce something that I'm passionate about, my makeup, but at the same time have enough substance in me and enough like vulnerability in me for me to be able to share some of
wow,
the really deep things that I've been through with other people, and hope that that makes them feel better or that makes them understand life a little bit more.
yeah.
So, yeah, that day really set the tone for who I would hope to become and what I hope to achieve with Anaka. So,
That is such a powerful like anchor story. Like,
yeah,
damn.
that,
Do you have a
yeah,
photo from
that's
that
what I go
day?
back to. I do.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
do. I do. I'll find it for you. I'll find it for
yeah. I
you.
was
I
like, I
sent it
think I'm
to
gonna
you,
use that
friend.
as the cover art for this episode.
Oh,
Um,
not my green one. Okay, no, don't
no,
worry.
no,
Don't worry.
because I think that's gonna be two episodes. It's like,
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. True, 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 true.
we'll do the green one first, and then that one can be
Okay.
like it'll tie in together.
Okay.
Um, what advice would you give to other young people who want to break out into an industry that hasn't always made room for Black people, and start their own thing?
No one's gonna make room for you. It
Ish.
is the sad and harsh reality of life.
Yep.
And I wish I could be like, oh no, people. No, no. I need you to get into the mentality of if we're building a table, go and find the jungle with the trees, go and
You even
find the
say the
saw
word,
cut
go find
the
the tree
woods.
trunk.
Yeah, go find the jungle, go find the trunk, whatever it's called. Go and cut down the dane tree by yourself. Learn how to cut down the tree. Once you learn how to cut down the tree, learn how to file it so it becomes smooth. Learn how to put it together as a dame table. Learn how to make the chair. Learn how to decorate the table. Learn how to set the food on the table. You're gonna
Mm,
have to learn it by yourself. It is exhausting, but I think the most beautiful thing that you get to do from that is the amount of knowledge that you build. You literally become a powerhouse because you built something from the get-go. It
yeah,
wouldn't matter whether Anaka becomes $1 million company. Generally speaking, I'm going to talk my shit on this one.
come
It
on.
wouldn't matter if Anaka became like $1 million company. It doesn't have to. I could literally walk away in the next 2 years and turn the last 10 years of putting energy and knowledge into Anaka, take that and take that knowledge, transfer it somewhere else. I
Yeah,
could turn it into a book. I could turn it into a school. I could turn it into anything.
you can be a
Anything.
business mentor.
Yeah, I could
Like,
become a business mentor. I could decide to do a program. There is so much that I could do from the last 10 years of trying and trying to build something by myself. I could, if I were to die today, it will go down in my history that I was one of the first Black makeup artists. I was one of the first ones to do a makeup class. I think
mm,
I might be the only one, if I'm not mistaken, who's done a makeup class here. I don't know. I might be mistaken, but I think I am. I think I'm one of the first ones. I don't know how many people there are who have done makeup lines. Those things get to be in my history. They get to be
yeah,
in my name. They get to be knowledge that I pass down to my children or to my siblings' children. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So don't be scared to be the fool that literally goes, okay, there's nothing. I'm going to go and I'm going to build it. And I think people
yeah.
really do value you for that. Also, I think one of the most beautiful things that I appreciate Australia for is that that stuff that you do there can easily translate into a job,
Oh, yeah,
easily translate back into 9 to 5 in ways that maybe the degree that you might have wanted may not have done the same thing for you. In
yeah,
my role now, I think for 2 years, some of that experience that I had with Anaka, I ended up working as a trainer, like a consultant slash trainer,
mm,
going in and teaching people about how to start your business, whatnot, whatnot. When I was doing that, I was like, oh, okay, I'm just doing it because I need the money. I
yeah,
didn't really think forward to this can become a career for me, whatnot, whatnot. Now I'm in a 9 to 5 role, Monday to Thursday, love my job, have a really good job. I get to use those skills.
yeah,
I get to use that knowledge. I get to use that experience. I get to use some of the painful lessons from all that in my role. So I think you just need to suck it up and start from the get go. It does not matter as you see. It's not
oh, she said it's not
embarrassing.
embarrassing. Yeah.
It's not. That's what we're here for. This is our generation. That's what our generation gets to do. Our generation, the beauty of what this generation gets to do is we get to be the pioneers for everything. I think I've said this before
Mhm.
on a podcast once, and I was saying to them, I hope you guys don't stop doing your podcast because when it comes down to it in 10 years, when we're going, oh, who started? We're going to be going back to you and going, oh, these were the pioneers of podcasts for African people. These were the pioneering
Yeah,
voices for African people. These were the pioneering singers for African people. So I'm really proud that I get to be around the people that get to do it first and get to really screw up before too many eyes are on them and
yeah,
get to make mistakes and learn. And I can take that and transfer it in the future. So suck it up and just do it. Don't worry about what nobody says to you. Be like a crazy ass person out here. Nobody cares. Go on. I call social media my marketplace. I don't know how many things I started on social media. They wait for 2 weeks. I'm like, yeah, nah, I don't want to do this shit
and do this
anymore.
no
It's
more.
not fun. I stop. Yeah. Who's
Yeah.
people will laugh. People will laugh. People will talk. They will talk for 3 months. Then after that, what?
Then what? Yeah.
And what are you laughing at? That I
Did you
started
die?
something and I had 3 customers and then it died. Did I
Mm,
die? Did I rob
no.
someone? Did I go to like what are you laughing at?
Yeah.
So yeah, just do your thing. Don't care about people. Just go out and try things, mess up. As long as you're doing low, I do low risk things. That's my thing. That's my one motto. I'm not putting $1 million into anything. I'm not putting $100,000 into anything.
You? Yeah.
Everything that I've ever done started with $0. I made money when the clients came in.
Hmm.
So I'm
Yeah.
not losing anything at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
that's my long-winded answer to that.
I like that. That was
Yeah.
powerful. I was listening to this. I'm like, I'm going to listen back to this episode like at 10 different points. When I'm having a bad day on a Monday, I'm like, play. I loved it. Okay, look, that brings us to our
Yeah.
last question. Um,
Cool. I feel like we were so serious. This is so on us.
okay, I
I've never
know.
had such a serious conversation with you for so
Even
long.
when we're talking about mental health, it's just jokes.
Oh, that's even worse. I'm glad we did not do this on mental health. I think people would actually call the mental health department on us
Would
after we're done
not be
because
okay.
it's never
I don't think
okay.
we'd ever be allowed to speak on mental health in public
No,
platforms ever again. They'd be like, when did
I don't think
you
so.
about?
It's like
I'm like,
a little bit too much.
it's my coping mechanism. I was
Me
kidding.
too. I have to laugh about it. If not, I mean,
It would. Um, Where can we hope to see Anaka in 10 years? Share as much or as little as you'd like about what the next 10. First of all, you already told us you're going to be $1 million company. Okay. You already
Yeah, I
told us you're
pray
going to write a
so.
book, another one.
I pray so. I pray we will get there. I will share it because I do believe. I know in our culture we're like, don't share, but I mean, I do. I believe in
Yeah,
sharing.
Shona culture's weird about sharing things with people.
It is, and I get it. But at the same time, I think for me, I've also found a lot of strength in sharing what I'm trying to do. I would have never gotten the amount of help that I did and the amount of support that I did had I kept my mouth closed. So I will not keep my mouth closed. I've got two things that I'm really hoping for, and if you're listening to this and you ever get to a point where you're like, oh, I think this would, align with what I'm trying to do, please do hit me up. What I really want from Anaka, aside from increasing sales and making more money, is I want to build my foundation, Beauty That Empowers. And I
Yeah.
want that to be around mental health literacy and skill building in young African people. What I would
Yes.
really love is, how all these brands, and nothing wrong with that, but how these brands take like people on brand, what are they called, brand trips. I really want my brand trips to be like young people from Australia. We go to a country, let's say for example Zimbabwe. We spend maybe 3 weeks there. 1 week is spent doing mental health literacy, skills building, building
Yeah.
relationships between two different communities. I want 1 week to be spent having fun, just enjoying life and getting to see the country or whatever it is, and I would love for the other week to be spent giving back to communities. My
Amen.
hope is to be able to. Look, this is just me talking and hoping for things, whether it's like building schools, whether it's going to schools and doing free teaching, whatever that looks like, that's where I would want Anaka to be at in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, if anybody has money, if anybody has plans, if anybody has advice, let me know. I
He
am
said,
very
let me
open.
know. I
Yes,
actually have
let me
someone
know.
that I'm thinking you could link up with. We'll
Okay.
talk after we finish recording.
Okay. Sounds good.
Um, and then one question I always like to end on is,
Mhm.
what is one thing you think everyone should know? And it's like just in general, what is one thing you think everyone should know?
About me?
No, like about life, about
Oh,
business,
I was like,
about
huh?
anything. You could even say about mental health. Literally, what is one thing when you think, I
Hmm.
wish more people knew this? What is one thing you wish everybody knew?
One thing that I wish everybody knew is that there is, it's going to end up being two things, I suppose. I'll try to make it one thing.
We're love for
Um,
two. Let's go.
Okay, so one that I wish everybody knew is that there's no such thing as, or I'm naturally good at this, or I'm naturally bad at this. Everything
Ooh,
is a skill that you
yeah,
can learn. if you want to be a runner tomorrow, you have to learn the skill of running. You're not going to wake up and somehow you're just basically a runner. If you want to be a business person, you're going to have to learn the skills to become a business person. If you want to be a good parent, you're going to have to learn the skills to become a good parent. I think I spent a lot of my youth, and this is why I share so much on my ups and downs. I spent so much of my youth being the, well, I'm just not good, because I thought if I can't do it from the get-go, that just means that I'm not good. And that took a toll on my self-confidence so much.
Yeah,
And having a business has reintroduced me to the idea of no, everything is a skill. You want to write a book, you need to write. You can't just wake up and become a writer. You need to write. So
yeah.
that's one thing. The second thing that I was going to share, I've forgotten now. What was it going to be? It was actually the best one. Uh, wait. Oh, I can't remember. I think I was going to say for the second one, you're better off being a failure than being the person who never tried at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Failure is literally a part of life. I don't know anybody who's done anything worthwhile. I've had such an incredible opportunity to be around successful business people and be part and sort of listen or get coached by them here and there. And all of them have a failure story. All of them have
yeah,
great failures that they went through, but none of those things ever meant that they were incapable of achieving their dreams. What it just meant is they had areas that they needed to work on, they had areas that they needed to succeed on. So you need to learn to fail. You actually need to learn to fail. You need to be okay with failure for you to get any shred of success that you want in life. So
yeah.
those are my two things that I wish people would know. Other than that, it's always the mental health stuff. So yeah,
Always be the
that's
mental
it.
health stuff. I felt that.
I will always be the mental health stuff. If you figure out your mental health, it's much more important than anything else that you're ever going to do in your life. And the earlier that you can figure out what your mental state looks like, the better you can do all the things that you're thinking about doing in your life. The,
Yeah,
the, the better you can do all the things that you're thinking about doing in your life.
100%.
So,
Well,
yeah, this was
thank
all.
you. Girl, you dropped
You're
gems.
welcome.
You dropped gems. I am feeling inspired.
Thank
I'm like,
you.
wow. Now I want to do an all-nighter. Like ideas are busting.
So, what I did all night.
I'm like, wow, I want to be that crazy person with the whiteboard and the post-it notes. Like the ideas are spinning,
Write everything down. Write the vision down. Right? Gotta write it
you
down. You
know?
might as well. You might
Thank you
as well. But this
so
is very
much
great.
for
I
sharing
had
your
fun.
story. I will obviously be hyping when you release when the pop-up is and when the
Yes.
masterclass are going to be.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
guys, please go follow her socials so you can keep up with everything, so you can buy the lipsticks that I swear by. And the best part is the velvet ones, the velvet matte
Mm,
liquid ones. Do not
those
move.
are my favorite.
They don't
They don't.
move. You
They
will
don't. They're not
eat,
meant to.
you will
Yeah.
drink. They're not going
Yes.
anywhere. They will, with the same
Yes.
vibrancy. Guys,
Yes.
don't say I didn't
Yes.
put you on.
And you don't have to walk around with ashy lips anymore, because guess what? A black girl made sure you could have browns that actually look amazing on you. We
The
made
brown, I'm
sure.
obsessed. Genuinely, I am.
Me
It
too.
fits with, and I'm the at before I used yours. There was one that I was like,
Yeah.
I guess I'm mostly happy with it, but like,
Yeah.
it will do. Like I had gone through the phase of like looking for browns,
Yeah.
but I found your brown.
Thank you.
Yeah, my life
Thank
was
you.
changed.
Thank you.
I'm a living testimony, guys.
I appreciate the testimony, the testifying.
Thank you so much. And on that note, I will see
Thank
you
you
guys
for
at next. We'll
having
hear
me.
you, listen, you'll hear my voice, whatever, next episode.
Bye, guys.